The King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Stakes is without any doubt the premier middle distance race over the summer in Europe. Great champions in the past have included dancing brave Nijinsky, and now on the 40th anniversary of Grundy vs Pastino, it was left to postpone an Eagle Top to revive their memory at Ascot on the 25th of July with a pulsating tussle worthy of these two great horses.
Madam Cheng nearest to us took a while to be persuaded into the stalls. They're off and they're racing for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and leading the way in the early stages is Romsdale in the all-blue jacket. Snow Sky on the near side in the pink cap. Wide is Postponed. On the left, Madam Cheng will be about fourth. Then the nose-banded Dylan Mouth, and then towards the rear, Eagle Top and Clever Cookie is the back marker as they make the descent towards Swinley Bottom. And Romsdale and William Buick from Snow Sky and Pat Smullen. Postponed is on the outside under Andrea Azzini. Madam Cheng the inside next from Dylan Mouth. Eagle Top is held up by Frankie Dettori in the maroon silks, and Clever Cookie is still just the back marker, but there'd only be about 6-7 lengths first to last as they run now towards the mile marker and about to turn right-handed at the lowest point on the racecourse, and presumably perhaps the softest part of the racecourse too. And it's Romsdale from Postponed. Snow Sky back in third, the Hardwick winner, followed by Dylan Mouth for Italy, Madam Cheng on the inside, Eagle Top and Clever Cookie. About to make the run uphill now back towards the home straight, and it's a stiff finish all the way here as they approach the 6 furlong marker. Romsdale has made it all so far from Postponed. Snow Sky is back in third. Then Dylan Mouth on the outside of Madam Cheng. Eagle Top still weighted with, a little bit outpaced at the back perhaps, is Clever Cookie as they now race towards the final half mile, and Romsdale by a half length to Postponed. Snow Sky goes well third on the inside. Dylan Mouth in fourth out wide of the mud-loving Madam Cheng. Then Eagle Top, no move from Frankie Dettori. He's riding a confident race, and finally Clever Cookie. They're about to swing into the home straight with just over 3 furlongs to cover. Buick leads the way on Romsdale, shadowed in second by Azzini on Postponed. Snow Sky is now called on for an effort and pulled wide by Smullen. Dylan Mouth is next. Madam Cheng angled off the fence. Eagle Top with a run down the outside and Clever Cookie. Romsdale is taken on, challenged by Postponed. Snow Sky is beginning to paddle. Here comes Eagle Top now with a sustained attack down the outside. Postponed gets first run from Eagle Top. Postponed and Eagle Top, then Romsdale. Postponed and Eagle Top, they're going to fight it out. Postponed on the far side, Azzini, near side, Frankie Dettori on Eagle Top. He's beginning to get up. Postponed rallying. They go head and head on the line. Oh, the not. Postponed far side of Eagle Top. Romsdale third. Running on gallantly was Clever Cookie behind those from Madam Cheng. Snow Sky.
It was a fantastic race, I thought, and Andrea gave him a peach of a ride. That was always the plan. Sit very handy. If nobody goes, you go. And the horse is ready for his mile and a half. He just wants a good pace, as we said all along. So I was sure he could, but I wasn't sure about the ground. In all honesty, I didn't know whether he could handle the ground because he's never ran on it. So I'm delighted now that he's shown that he can handle any ground.
Yeah, he ran a great race, and he was forced wide into the straight to come round the Italian horse. Probably cost him at the end, but he's run a great race, and couldn't be more thrilled with him. Ground is tacky holding, but they went a good solid pace. Romsdale's run a lovely race. So look, lovely older horses, and they've all run super races and given us a good finish. He wants a trip, you know, and there's no point making it a false race. He's made a nice even gallop, and he's got Postponed sitting third on, you know, just one outside him, and they had a good run through. We were forced wide, but having said that, we had every chance to win it, and he's run a blinder on the nose. So it's a bit like Nathaniel and Daydream. Yeah. That was a nose as well 3 years ago.
A photo was required to separate Postponed from Eagle Top after the 12 furlongs of the King George. And such was the breathtaking final furlong that Epsom Derby and Eclipse Stakes winner Golden Horn's absence due to tacky soft ground was left instantly forgettable. Postponed was the first Group 1 winner in Britain for trainer Luca Cumani since StarCraft a decade ago, and the notorious Newmarket-based pessimist did not even believe Postponed had won as he flashed past the post with Eagle Top in tow. The Derby is the most sought-after race by every owner, and it evokes memories of great champions of the past. Every country that takes its racing seriously has one to boast of, and while each may vary in terms of the distance, the surface, the conditions and so on, one thing is common to all derbies: the fact that it remains unmatched in stature and scale, and it is the race that every horse owner, trainer and jockey wants to win. And the Emirates Singapore Derby is no different. But what makes the Emirates Singapore Derby even more special is the fact that it is the longest running sponsorship in the history of Singapore racing. For the past 20 years, the partnership between Emirates and the Singapore Turf Club has evolved to make the Derby the most awaited event in the social and racing calendars, making it bigger and better with each passing year. The race holds a purse of 1.15 million Singapore dollars, and only the best 4-year-old horses make the cut. It's run over a trip of 2,000 meters on the turf and is the third and final leg of the Singapore 4-year-old challenge after the Group 2 Stewards Cup and the Group 1 Patrons Bowl. Some of the names that have gone on to achieve glory in this race are Lim's Prestige, who took home the race in 2007, the champion mare Jolly Shinju, the 2009 winner, Better Life, who won the race in 2013, and of course the versatile champion Spalato, who won it last year.
My Royal Captain's about to be brought to the outside. Etchargu, Crusoe's in behind a wall of horses, then Jade. World Delight's getting up on the rails. Chevron's in the second half of the field with about 6 lengths to make up. Casmadado, they're coming from all over the globe. Jade, Lim's Prestige is getting through. World Delight, Lim's Prestige ridden hard by Dinazes. Lim's Prestige takes the lead in the Derby. A length and a half on Jade, and World Delight stealth out wide, but Lim's Prestige wins it. Often racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby, they all got away well. He's taken Big Maverick back to last, and Jolly Shinju bounced the gates quickly. She's 4 lengths in front of the Emirates Singapore Derby, showing no signs of stopping. He hasn't moved on her as yet. Jolly Shinju, she's in front by 4 lengths on Jabal Tariq. Ribeiro is up to third. Now Big Maverick getting into the clear, but he's giving Jolly 6 lengths head start. Jolly Shinju, the first filly for about 36 years. She's going to take the Emirates Singapore Derby. Big Maverick trying hard in second spot, but it's hip hip hooray for Jolly Shinju, the first mare to take the Triple Crown.
They're ready, racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby for 2013, and El Milagro began well. So too Wild Geese, and Good Pack from out wide is going forward. They were followed by El Milagro. Better Life looking for room between horses, beginning to sprint home very quickly. Inside 300 metres to go, and Good Pack joined by Better Life. Here's Wild Geese out in the middle. Razir of Sydney begins to run on. Better Life reaches the lead in the Derby. Wild Geese going to it on the outside. Better Life a better neck in front. She might be too strong at the end of the 2000. She's too strong and she's too good. She draws away. Better Life takes the Emirates Singapore Derby from Wild Geese. They're ready. Gates back, racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby. Johnny Guitar and Spalato, the best two to leave. Alfonso commenced nicely, and also Cadobra over on the inside. Into the straight, Mr. Armstrong is the leader. Spalato tries to run him down at the 300 metres, and now Spalato went to the lead, and he dashed out by 2 over Mr. Armstrong. Bendisian into the clear. Step it up down the outside. Magical Talent, Johnny Guitar battle away. Spalato is clear in the Derby. What a remarkable story. 4 starts, 4 wins, 2 Group 1s in the Emirates Singapore Derby. Spalato bolts in.
"14 runners were declared to start this year, and it was therefore not surprising that each of the connections wanted the advantage at the post position draw.
So gate number 10 for absolutely for the famous. It is Order of the Sun and barrier 4. Gate number 1. How about that? And let's have a look at the barrier. 13. For the Silks that in fact will be wearing 11. So lucky 11. Keshwa, the Gold Cup winner, has gate number 12. So there he goes up on the board. 14 for War Affair. Only one runner here in Singapore in the International Cup where he struggled a little bit, but he gets a great chance from gate number 2. Too much of an issue, gate number 9.
In the parade ring on race day, all eyes were on the favourite War Affair from Alwyn Tarn's yard. The Bay Gelding had been the standout 3-year-old in 2014 but did lose his way in his last race of the year in the Group 1 Longines Singapore Gold Cup, where he just never got an opportunity to switch off over the grueling journey of 2,200 metres. Given time off after that, he reappeared only in April and showed that he was clearly back to his best. He stunned the sprinter Zach Spirit at the Group 1 Lion City Cup before winning the first two legs of the 4-year-old challenge under the able handling of the Epsom Derby winning jockey Alan Munro.
Is Emperor Max, followed by goalkeeper War Affair, begins to launch down the outside, coming with a big runner. Petronelli at the 220, led from Kiwi Karma, faultless. Zach Spirit grinding away. Emperor Max, War Affair down the outside. Kiwi Karma, the 3-year-old, went to the lead. Zach Spirit almost on terms. War Affair begins to fly. Kiwi Karma joined by War Affair, Zach Spirit and Emperor Max. War Affair, what a monster!
In his last start, War Affair had comfortably held off Quechua from Pat Shaw's yard, but that was over a mile. Quechua would be stronger over the 400 metres more, as was evident from his victory in the Gold Cup when he had War Affair in 5th. With his regular rider, the Melbourne Cup winning jockey Corey Brown on board, this was a clash that was shaping up as the race of the year. In fact, so convinced were the spectators that this was a 2-horse race, the next in the markets was Fastnet Dragon at nearly 4 times a higher price in the market. The 14 were soon mounted and were on their way to the start of the biggest race of their career so far. "14 runners lined up for the Group 1 Emirates Singapore Derby over 2,000 metres on the 12th of July, and it wasn't long before the starter called them up to much anticipation from a packed audience.
So we're set, ready to run. Night Wager to settle down. Gates are back. They're racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby. Husey was a little bit slow out. Away quickly, Order of the Sun going straight to the lead. And up on the outside going forward is Ideal Guide. In fact, trying to come across Fastnet Dragon. The rails, Cope just off them. Quechua rolling up on the outside. He's going to be ridden up there. Next is War Affair getting across to be 3 out as they leave the straight right of Valkyries. Over on the inside, Seabros has ridden a lot closer than normal. They were followed by Absolutely Blue Swede, then Husey Twickenham, and last of all is Night Wager. They work towards the back, 1,450 metres to go, and Woodworth trying to steady the tempo with Order of the Sun. Shows the way a length and a half. Quechua worked around a second. Fastnet Dragon, the run of the race, 3rd over on the leader's back, followed by next of all Ideal Guide. Down on the rails is Seabros. He's only around about 3 or 4 lengths from the leader, so he's very handy. In fact, is caught out a shade wide. Cope between horses. Next of all is War Affair. He's in 3 wide, but he's got a little bit of cover there from In Fact. Twickenham trying to move around the outside. Just ahead of it is Absolutely Right of Valkyries. Then came Blue Swede. He's 3rd from last with Husey. And last of all is Night Wager. Coming down the side in the Derby, and Order of the Sun, the VRC St Ledger winner from Australia, shows the way. Order of the Sun in second position is Quechua, followed by Fastnet Dragon, Ideal Guide, Seabros over on the inside, Cope then In Fact. Now Munro allows War Affair to stride up, but he's pushed out 4 wide, followed then by Rider Valkyries, Absolutely between horses. Next of all in a packing field is Twickenham, followed by Husey, Blue Swede and Night Wager. Into the straight, the Gold Cup winner Quechua reached the lead. Ideal Guy coming after him. Order of the Sun. Here comes War Affair down the middle of the straight, and he runs on quickly. War Affair goes to Quechua in for the fight. War Affair poked his nose in front. Quechua won't go away. War Affair, Quechua, stride for stride in the Emirates Singapore Derby. Quechua, War Affair, Fastnet Dragon the inside. Quechua wins the Gold Cup Derby double. Gets in by a head over War Affair and Fastnet Dragon.
Very nice, obviously very good win for this horse, you know. We always had it in sight, but then when a horse like Warfare comes along, you always got your doubts. But he fought him off well. Yeah, obviously we had to go forward. Corey always wanted to be forward, and that I left up to Corey, and obviously great ride.
It was beautiful, Gareth. Jumped really well. He was actually on his best behaviour today. He can get a bit hot and bothered, and today he's really relaxed, and not that I was nervous, but I thought I hope he switches on, because I don't want to be getting back or midfield and getting tangled up, because I didn't feel there's a lot of speed on paper. And once he jumped well, and I just let him roll and handballed up outside the leader. I wouldn't say it was all over. I know I've only won by a head, but I had a pretty soft run outside the leader and went to him as I want. I noticed War Affair coming probably about the 200, but he wasn't coming with a massive rush. And the moment he got within a sort of a neck of me, I thought he's going to have to be good, you know, because this horse is tough. He's a tradesman. He offers everything. He's not brilliant or flash, but he just gives 110% from the 200 to the winning post, and he just managed to fight him off. And it's pretty tickled pink about it. You know, he's been a great horse to me, and Pat and, you know, the owners have been really good. I don't really ride for the stable, but I was lucky enough to pick up this horse, and I've had a lot of luck on him, so thank you to them and everyone else involved.
Quechua and War Affair both were drawn outside, and while Quechua rolled up second, War Affair was yet again racing wide. While neither gave an inch, Quechua's better position through the race possibly helped him to hold off War Affair. Flying home after running out of space in the closing stages was Fast and Dragon, who could have been considered a tad unlucky here. At the end of the day, however, it was Quechua who pulled off the Gold Cup Derby double.
Present the trophies for the Emirates Singapore Derby of 2015, won brilliantly in a thrilling finish by Quechua, raced by Avengers Stable. Please make welcome to represent the stable, Ms. Emily Huang. Well done to Emily, and well done to Avengers Stable, pouring the support and money and energy into Singapore racing. They've won a Gold Cup with Quechua, and now they've won the Emirates Singapore Derby. Congratulations go to Emily and the Avengers Stable. They'll receive a Derby trophy as well as a return business class ticket to Dubai as well, courtesy, of course, of Emirates. Well done to Emily. Now I'd like to invite the winning trainer, Patrick Shaw. Well done to Pat. This horse has been terrific for Pat. He's now had 13 runs in Singapore for 5 wins, and that's his second Group 1, sitting rather nicely alongside the Gold Cup. Well done to Pat Shaw. Pat will also receive the Crystal A380 model plane from Emirates, as well as a return business class ticket to Dubai as well, courtesy of Emirates. Well done to Pat Shaw. And please make welcome now the winning jockey of the Derby, Corey Brown. Drawing wide but going forward on Quechua, and he put a nice little gap between him and War Affair, and it came down to a bit of a struggle in the end, and Corey got the best out of Quechua to win. And a Crystal A380 model plane coming his way, courtesy of Emirates, and also courtesy of Emirates, a return business class ticket to Dubai as well. Well done to Corey Brown. And of course Pat Shaw and the Avengers Stable with Emily Huang. It is Quechua who takes out the Emirates Singapore Derby of 2015.
Thanks for joining us on the Winning Post. See you in a week's time. Do follow me on Twitter at Mohit Lalvani, and you can connect with us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/winningpostracing, and watch this episode again on our YouTube channel. May the horse be with you.